Studies show that the human brain processes around 70,000 thoughts every day. Well, for a woman, that number is probably closer to 70 million, or at least it feels like it. If you're a woman watching this right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. One moment, you're thinking about pizza. You consider ordering that pizza, but then you think about the consequences of eating that pizza. Is a few minutes of satisfaction worth the post-pizza guilt? What if I get fat? Will my spouse leave me? What will I do alone? How will I pay the bills? What if the price of electricity goes up? What if a storm destroys the house and I can't afford anything? In this scenario, we've gone from a simple idea to order pizza to your spouse leaving you and a storm destroying your home. It might sound like a joke, but overthinking and ruminating are realities that millions of women live with worldwide. And it might sound like a stereotype to say that women overthink more than men, but this typecast has science on its side. A woman's brain literally shows more brain activity than men. And while thinking is a normal biological process we can't avoid, overthinking can cause problems. Big problems. Problems like anxiety, depression, insomnia, chronic stress, binge eating, and even a compromised ability to solve problems. We all know what it's like to stare at the ceiling all night long, with our minds refusing to just let us sleep already. But overthinking goes beyond struggling to make a decision every now and then. It can cause something called analysis paralysis, completely destroying our ability to move beyond events of the past. It demolishes our emotional well-being. It causes us to believe bad things are going to happen, almost like a prediction, making it impossible for us to enjoy life in the here and now because we're so worried about the future. Maybe you're letting something that happened in the past control your happiness today, even if it happened years or even decades ago. Ruminating over past events that have no real solution is like voluntarily drinking poison every single day, and it needs to stop. Okay, but how do we make the change? Is it enough to throw a quick vision board together and force your brain to think more positive thoughts? Not quite. They say happiness is a choice, but us women know it's way easier said than done. If you truly want to stop overthinking and live a simpler life in the moment, then you need to get to the root of the problem. No woman is born an overthinker. The way we think and how much we think is all determined by our human experience. A lot of it boils down to childhood, but we won't get too deep into the past right now. All you need to know is that habits and patterns, good or bad, are all learned throughout our upbringing. And just as something can be learned, the good news is that it can be unlearned too. If you've ruled out more serious conditions like depression, then you need to dig deep to identify your destructive thought patterns, which are deeply connected to your life story and any limiting beliefs you hold. Speaking of your story, ask yourself, what narrative are you telling yourself every day? Do you identify as an anxious pessimist, accepting your fate? If you believe a certain fact to be true, then true it will be, and this will be impossible to change until you adjust the way you see yourself and the story you believe about your life. You need to let go of the past and understand that it can't be changed, no matter how much you fantasize about it or replay those what-if scenarios in your mind. Don't let yesterday's mistakes influence today's and tomorrow's decisions. Forgiving others for hurting you may seem unfair, but letting that anger go is actually the healthiest decision you can make for yourself, and it's one of the most powerful ways to change your narrative. Stopping overthinking means living in the moment. Remember, you are in control of your mind, not the other way around. You call the shots. So breathe and focus on what you see, hear, and feel right now. Get out of your head and connect to your body. Consciously consider what you're grateful for. Focus on solutions instead of perpetually complaining about a problem. It might seem hard at first, but with daily practice, it'll become second nature. And before you know it, those destructive, repetitive, and self-sabotaging thoughts will be nothing more than a distant memory. It's scary and it takes guts, but you'll thank yourself for it forever. Thanks for watching this video, and remember, you deserve the world. Self-care isn't selfish. Loving yourself first is the only way you can love anyone else. And you need to be in the best shape mentally before you can care for others. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you agree and share it with friends and strangers on the socials. You never know who might need it.